Hello guys, welcome back. Today we're gonna have for you a fun little combo with Magic the Gathering cards that I've found. If you do not know, there's some pretty cool stuff you can do with this card, Miracle, Lord of Bones, from the Baldur's Gate sets. But let's read him off. He's a pretty expensive guy, but when you can get him on the battlefield, he gets pretty fun. 7 mana for a 7/5, as long as your life total is less than or equal to half your starting life total. He is indestructible. Whenever another non-token creature you control dies, you may exile it. If you do, create a token that's a copy of that card, except it's an enchantment and loses all other card types. Basically, turning any kind of creature or whatever card you have that goes on the battlefield into a token that's only an enchantment, not a creature. So it's kind of cool because, well, with this, you have a couple infinite combos you can do with these two guys. You got Devoted Druid, because if Devoted Druid dies, then guess what? You can tap that enchantment because Devoted Druid would turn into an enchantment and for a mana, but then you can put a -1/-1 counter on that enchantment and untap it, which, if you know, enchantments do not have power or toughness, so -1 counters will not kill it. So you have infinite green mana right there. Another fun little thing right here is Cinderhaze Wretch. The 5 mana for a 3/2. You can tap, and a target player discards a card, plays ability only during your turn. So basically a sorcery tapper. But it has the same thing, -1/-1 counter on it, and untap it, and you can be able to activate its other ability. So when it's enchantment, you can basically discard everyone out during your turn. So if you have these two guys, plus who knows somebody that gives you protection from any spells that would be placed on your turn, you basically have infinite mana, and everyone cannot play a spell, and they have no cards in hand, which is pretty OP. Now, I have a couple other fun things that I was discovering. Now, I need somebody to rule check this, so in the comments down below, rule check me on this. I found this little fun guy, Watchful Radstag. So, this isn't too powerful at first. For one, it has Evolve. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, if that creature has greater power or toughness than this creature, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. So the thing is, if Watchful Radstag dies, I don't know if this creature would trigger because it's not a creature anymore. But if it does, this is where somebody has to do it. It makes it so you can create copies of this Watchful Radstag, which is pretty kind of cool. I don't know if that's how the rules work. I'm pretty sure it doesn't, but I just thought it'd be kind of cool if that was, like, if this turns into an enchantment and technically has no power or toughness, meaning everything that's a creature that enters the battlefield has greater power and toughness than him, he will evolve, creating more enchantments of him. It wouldn't be a creature because it'd be a created copy that's a token of it, so it's not a creature at the state. So you just create tons of enchanted Watchful Radstags that have tons of +1 counters. Well, what do you do with that? Well, guess what? You could probably turn them into actual creatures using something like this. House and Emerald Archdruid, where you just pay 1 mana, and until end of turn, target token, which, because it's an enchantment token, control becomes a green bear creature with base power and toughness 4/4, and it's into its other colors and types. So basically, using that, you can just turn these into, like, just giant freaking Radstags. I don't know. Or you just like turn all your enchanted tokens into Radstags. Now that, of course, is with the idea that this evolve would trigger even if it was a enchantment, which it probably wouldn't because it says this creature and it's not a creature, so it wouldn't resolve that condition. But that's a fun little thing. The other fun things with that is if it did trigger, but like you can't, I guess, do it. You have this whenever enchantment enters the battlefield under your control, you can create 2/2 white cat. So that's just a way you can get some attached, or like, get some cats out of it or something like that. Another fun little guy is, like, I don't know, it's kind of fun with Miracle of Bones. You could do a lot of these weird +1 things on enchantments, but like it doesn't make them creatures necessarily. But just fun stuff like this guy where, enters battlefield, gets some +1 counters on Lily Bowen. And at the beginning of your end stat or upkeep, double the amount of +1/+1 counters until if it's power 16 or less. Otherwise, remove all but one. So it's like you can kind of use this, like, stack Lily Bowen up when Lily Bowen is not a creature. Say if Lily Bowen dies, and then you can turn Lily Bowen into a creature to then activate these things. So you got this freaking huge enchantment that's technically not a creature until you activate it into an enchantment. I don't know. I thought there was some pretty fun little combos here. A little 2 infinite combo there for you to, mill out, not mill, but discard out like your opponents and unlimited green mana, as well as just some weird mechanics that could happen. I need to look more into these mechanics because who knows? There might be some hidden, fun little infinite combos or other +1 mechanics in here. But if you like this video, go like, subscribe, all that kind of stuff, and I will see you on the next time. Bye bye.